The reason they don't like somebody like an Elon Musk right now, because as I told y'all before, he's motherfucking Diddy. He's all up in the videos. He's showing y'all, yeah, I'm the motherfucker that spent the most on this campaign. So yes, I have this influence.
The reason they
he got your son in the White House telling the president to shut his fucking mouth.
The reason they don't like Elon right now, well, there's multiple reasons, but one reason they don't like Elon right now is because they've realized no matter what they say about Trump, it doesn't work. So they have to pivot to someone else. People have become numb to the criticisms of Trump. It just means nothing. It rolls off people's back.
Valid, though.
But the criticisms about Elon...
Because if you're an American, you have to ask yourself, how come this person who's an immigrant who's only been here 22 years has so much influence over our government? Why is this person dictating why I have a job, why I don't have a job?
Because Americans are disillusioned with rich and powerful people. So if you do not call out the rich and powerful people, not just Elon, these other people as well, if you're not willing to call them out, we're not willing to listen. Now, the thing with Elon is, when he comes out and he goes, hey, we're doing this DOGE thing, and we found out that, you know, we've been spending billions of dollars in Social Security payments to people who are dead, and you still get criticism.
Where's the evidence of that, though? I'm not saying these things aren't true, but where's the evidence?
I mean, they posted the evidence.
No, they haven't.
Not yet.
They haven't.
They haven't yet.
These are things that they're just saying.
Pictures.
They haven't.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, these are things that they're just saying.
I'll take that back. But the perception, at least, is like, I don't know. I think people should be a little bit concerned about this, a little bit. Like if you have a company, right, or you have a private investigation, or whatever it is, whatever you want to call DOGE, a federal investigation into corruption in these government agencies, the American people right now, all-time low confidence in government institutions, right? We know that for a fact. We do not trust politicians. We don't trust government institutions at all. All-time low confidence. When you got a guy coming in going, yo, I'm going to start vetting these government institutions to see if there's some corruption, if they're hiding some money.
Who's vetting this guy?
Hold on. Let me just get it all out. You might be logical here. I'm just telling you, like, emotionally how people are reacting. I don't trust the government. I feel like they're trying to fuck me. Eggs cost $50. This guy's coming in and going, I'm going to look into this shit because I think there's a lot of corruption, there's a lot of waste, and people are getting rich on the side on your money. The second he says he's going to do that, you have this immediate, massive blowback on this guy, right? To me, if you also felt like the government has some inefficiencies and the government has low confidence and the government has this bureaucracy that might be getting in the way of the American people getting what they want, if you're a Democrat as well, you should go, yeah, we should look into that. We should expose any corruption, Republican or Democrat.
It sounds good on his face. But
I'll just say real quick.
Okay.
If just looking into something, there's pushback, you hiding something. That's what I'm like. Like, for example, if the police show up to the house.
I don't think it's pushback, though.
Let me just.
No, there is pushback.
There's crazy pushback.
No, it's not pushback.
Hold on. Let me just get it out. If the police show up to the house and they're like, we'd like to go in your basement, and the guy's like, why do you want to go into what you can't go into my basement? No, we have a whatever that thing is called to look into your basement. You can't go to it. As a policeman, I'm going, there's some shit in that motherfucking basement. If you are fighting,
or you just know your rights and you know that you can't search my house without a warrant.
I got the warrant. I got a warrant.
But you got a warrant, they don't gotta ask.
Well, he got a warrant.
Yeah, but my thing.
Those got a warrant.
No, they don't.
They have the right to do it.
Who says who?
The president.
And that's why he got sued. They literally sued. 14 attorney generals around the country literally sued the president saying this is not constitutional.
That's true.
It's unethical. You don't have the right to do this.
Why can't we look into the government institutions to see if there's waste and corruption? Why is that like, you should support this. It's you're paying more taxes than anybody in this room. You should want to make sure that money isn't going to some guy's pocket.
What Schulz is saying is true, but it's not the how. I mean, it's not the why. No, it's not the what, it's the how. Yeah. Nobody cares that yes, if there's waste, if there's government corruption, get an organization to go look into it. But how is it being done? How does this guy, who's not an elected official, who's not even from this motherfucking country, why does this guy have the authority? Who vetted him to say he's okay? And don't you think it's a little, don't you think it's a little bit suspicious?
But the president.
But listen, don't you think it's a little bit suspicious that this person goes in and the first thing he does is start dismantling organizations who've been investigating his corporations? The first thing you do is start firing people and getting rid of organizations that have been investigating you and your corporation.
Yeah, I think that is very concerning.
So when people say pushback, it's not pushback, it's concern. It's like, whoa. Who is this guy? Why does he get to do what he does?
So then the conversation at least should be this. If I'm a Democrat, I think the American people deserve transparency with their hard-earned money that they give us. And they deserve transparency in understanding where that money is going and who's getting paid with that money and how it's being spent. They deserve that because they're busting their ass 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And that money that they are working their ass for that's not going to feed their kids, that's not going to protect their family, is going to these government agencies. They should know if there's waste there. Now, we should also make sure that the people that are investigating that are maybe part of some sort of bipartisan coalition to make sure that there is not a singular agenda that is happening. Here's the problem when you get the bipartisan coalition. You get some Democrats that are getting paid by these fucking corporations to tell the other people in power that are in the part of the coalition, hey, let's not investigate that shit. Let's keep up this little money roll that we got right here because I know I'm getting kickbacks over here, I'm getting kickbacks over here, and I'm getting kickbacks over here. There's no way that any Democrat in government right now believes there's no corruption, there's no inefficiency, there's no money wasted.
I'm with you, but nobody's saying
Can
that.
I say one thing real quick?
Yeah.
I was in Hawaii. There was $12 billion spent on a rail project, and that rail hasn't moved a centimeter in the last like 6 years or something like that.
Shit, California.
California, there was billions of dollars
Spent
spent
on homeless people.
On
Like
homeless-
25 billion on homeless, and it got worse.
And then they also had a rail project that never even got off the ground. When you're an American person, right, and you're hearing this information, and you go, okay, there's billions of dollars spent on homeless, but every time I walked out of my house, there's homeless everywhere. They're doing drugs all over the place. Nothing has changed. There's billions of dollars spent on this rail project in California that never even started. There's billions in Hawaii. There's billions all over the country, and nothing's changing. You have to understand why they feel compelled to trust some guy from South Africa.
I don't know if they trust them.
Okay,
though.
okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, why?
What you're saying,
Remove
the
trust,
dude-
remove trust.
I'm all for the government efficiency thing. I'm just saying, why is this guy the person that gets to do it?
This is the thing.
America should be ran by incompetent Americans, not incompetent fucking foreign.
But they voted the guy who gave this guy the power to do it.
Tell me what
They said they were gonna do this
hold on, so
before
talking about, no,
election.
they told us what Doge was. We didn't know it was going to be like this.
So hold on.
He said he's going to.
So if
Democrats and Joe Biden were in power for the last 4 years. They did nothing to remove this government inefficiency. They did.
I agree.
The Democrats in California have done nothing to move that. It's not a rail project. It's like a train to go.
So they did say they're actually not even reaching the amount of cuts that they wanted to do.
They want to do
saying
$2
like they want to
trillion.
slash like almost 1,000 jobs from each, or multiple thousands of jobs from each of these agencies. They're not hitting those numbers, those quotas, but they told you exactly what they were going to do before.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
That's
I'm
not
telling
true,
you, Charlotte.
Alex. That's not true.
Charlotte.
That's not true. They told
Say
us
it,
that,
say it, say it. No, say it, say it.
They
Just
told
get
us it was going to be a Department of Government Efficiency, and they said they wanted to decrease the debt of America. They didn't say that they were going to go in and just start firing people.
Well, how do you decrease the debt?
I don't know, but 12,000 jobs in 3. Talking about 12. Listen, 12,000 jobs in 3 weeks, and you're firing people that you actually need and don't know it. And then when you fire them, you have to rehire them, but don't know how.
Charlotte, I agree with you that. Look, here's the thing. I agree with you. The way that they're going about it is fucked up and wrong.
Yes,
I think
we have Vivek on our podcast.
Yeah.
Didn't Vivek said he wanted to slash agencies by 2/3, and he was part of this.
Wasn't Vivek the first person to jump off the ship?
I understand, but that's
Well,
what I'm saying.
I don't know if he jumped off.
They jumped. Well, they kicked him off.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
They kicked him off. Yeah.
Ran on that. He was saying, I want to slash all government agencies by 2/3.
Yes.
And the American people
Voted that.
voted for that.
Yeah.
And this is a government that respects the wishes
Well,
of
you
the
know
American
what?
people.
To your point.
For better or for worse.
To your point, you're absolutely right. Because we've seen the letters that have been written to Donald Trump of people saying, I voted for you. What the hell happened?
Yeah.
Why did I lose my job? Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely
And that
right.
could bite the Republicans in the ass come next election.
If Democrats know how to message it correctly.
Now, if it is so, well, actually, no, that's not the right decision because you should always want the best for America. What I'm trying to say is this is not like whether this is the perfect way to do it or not. What Democrats should understand, and like so many of the conversations on this podcast, I'm like trying to get Democrats to understand like what people actually think. There are people that really support this because they have no faith in these government institutions. They don't trust them, right? What I need Democrats to go is instead of saying that these guys are assholes for doing that, the messaging should be, yes, we need to vet these things. Yes, we should have done it when we were in power and we didn't. We failed you. We failed you guys by not doing it. But this way right here is too harsh and it's going to hurt you. We don't want to protect corruption. What we want to do is protect you from having institutions that are not staffed properly and cannot help you.
Schulz, here's the thing. You're not wrong, but it's coming from a place of privilege. And I'm going to tell you why. Not white privilege. It's just privilege.
No,
class,
I
right?
get it. It doesn't
And I'll tell
affect
you-
me in the same way. I
Exactly.
agree. Yeah.
I was in Maryland 2 weeks ago at my daughter's cheerleading competition. And that's Maryland, D.C. area. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
where
yeah.
they're getting hit the hardest. The amount of people who walked up to me, black people, white people, Asian people, telling me that they were going to lose their job probably because of what Elon Musk is doing. These people weren't Democrats, all Democrats. These people weren't all Republicans.
Yeah.
We were having these conversations. So whether or not they voted for this and they knew this was coming, maybe they didn't really think it was going to impact them. Just like Latinos who voted for Donald Trump didn't know they was really going to send your grandma away. You know what I'm saying? So now we know that elections have consequences.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I agree. Everybody does want some type of government efficiency, but people don't want to lose their jobs. So to your point about how people feel, that's what you tap into, because all that other shit is too much in the weeds. All that other shit we're talking about is way too much in the weeds. Do I have a job or not?
And that's
Can I pay my rent this month or not?
Exactly. And I think Democrats are so focused on not offending. They're so focused on not ostracizing. They're so focused on being progressive that they've lost sight of how to communicate to what people are feeling. You don't have to agree with everything Republicans are doing. You could disagree with every single thing, but you got to find a way to communicate to them in a way that taps into their feelings, and they are so far gone.
And
they are so far gone.
And another shitty thing is there's so many people that have a lack of empathy for other people, and they don't give a fuck about all these people getting fired. They're just like, oh shit, they're saving us some money.
You know when they're going to care, Alex?
When it hits them.
When it hits them.
Not only that, well, no, not
now
when.
There's talk of,
Social
they're going to take some of this savings
this
and
Social
give it.
Security.
No, but now there's talks of they're going to take some of this savings and
give it back to the people.
That's going to, everybody's going to celebrate that.
First of all, that's why I love Brilliant Idiots, because I said this. I said when shit hits the fan in 18 months in the economy, I said 18 months after the election, when the economy is fucked up, they just hand out stimmies again. They are ahead of schedule because they already see the civil unrest that's happening. Monday on President's Day, there's an organization called, I think it's 50-50, or maybe it's 51-50. There's an organization that led 50 protests throughout all 50 states. This ain't black people, brown people. It's just people who lost their motherfucking jobs and want to know why this dude Elon Musk is able to do what he's doing in our government.
I think I know what.
So what does Elon say this week after seeing this on Monday?
With all of our savings from DOGE,
I'm finding all of this corruption. I'm finding all your taxpayer dollars going to bullshit. I'm gonna keep doing this to make sure y'all can get $5,000. Now, we don't know if this is gonna happen, but what that does, it pacifies people. Now they're like,
I'm gonna get my $5,000.
I'm gonna get not only am I gonna get my $5,000, oh, he's finding all this corruption? Yeah. What is going on with our taxpayer dollars?
Politics. He's playing politics.
Well.
The political game is great.
This is what I think happens. I think that there's like a lot of data that has shown that like the economy is much better for working class people historically under Democratic rule.
Yes, since World War II.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can't deny that, right? Like that's just data and that's facts. And we're obviously in a privileged position, but I think both of us at least come on this podcast and we come from middle class or less than middle class.
And we still talk to people.
And we actually want those people to have the same opportunities that we had to rise above, right?
right.
So that's where we're coming from, right? This is what I think sometimes happens with Democrats and Republicans too, but I think we've seen a little bit of Democrats. I think Democrats, they think they know what's best for people. So they're like, I know what they think they need, but just like, let us handle this. We got you.
They talk about people they never talk to.
Yes, exactly. So, and the problem with that is you might know what's good for somebody, but if you don't know how to convince them that that is what's good for them, they resent it regardless. And you know what? And Republicans, they might not even be pushing shit that's actually good for people. We don't know. But they know how to tap into what people think they want.
Because all they're saying is you're broke.
Exactly.
You're broke.
Yeah, exactly. But what a broke person doesn't want is somebody in government to be like, yes, you're broke, but it's way better to be broke with us than with them. What someone who's broke wants is, the reason you're broke is because these billion-dollar corporations aren't paying you enough. And the reason you're broke is because your tax money is getting stolen and sent to foreign wars. The reason you're broke is because of all these other reasons.
Migrants.
Migrants
And the migrants, et cetera.
I always say rich people have convinced poor people that, well, that's what I almost did say people. The rich white man has convinced the poor white man that the liberal white man is taking all their money and giving it to these niggas. And the niggas just...
I was almost there.
No, but I don't just mean, when I say the N-word, I'm just not talking about black people. Because now it's the migrants and everybody. It's just these marginalized group that's not from here is coming over here and taking what's yours.
Yes.
And that is what Republicans have done a great job of convincing a group of people.
And I think that something Democrats can learn is there's one thing, like, let's say they truly believe that their policies are right. We know that some of their policies are not right. We've seen what happened in California. We've seen what happened in plenty of liberal cities, that some of the policies that might have had the best intentions did not
$25 billion
work
spent
out.
on homeless people in California, and the homeless problem got worse.
And you know what? It was with the right intention. We're not saying it wasn't with the right intention. You want to help homeless people. Well, I'm going to operate in good faith.
Okay.
I'm going to go, I think they wanted that to happen. And then it got in the hands of some very like shady, fucked up people, and they didn't execute on that, right? Okay, so we can at least acknowledge it. That's fine. The Democrats have to, one, take that L. They have to, Newsom got to go, yo, we didn't do it good with the homeless. That we fucked up, and you have every right to not trust us. The American people wanting DOGE to look into government inefficiency is a direct result of government inefficiency, of hearing $12 billion went to homelessness and more people became homeless. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to at least acknowledge that under your watch that shit happens. And they're not willing to do that. They just go, Elon, bad, too much power over there. Well, when you had all the power, $12 billion went to homelessness and more people got homeless.
By the way, what I was looking up, because I was reading about this the other day, this isn't the first time this happened, right? Like, this happened, President Bill Clinton did this. He took steps to address government inefficiency. He had this thing called the National Performance Review, later named the National Partnership for Reinventing Government. It was led by Vice President Al Gore in '93. He aimed to make the federal government leaner, more efficient, and more customer-focused. And it was the same thing. Cut bureaucracy, reduce the federal workforce by over 377,000 employees, making it the smallest since the 60s. Cost savings. NPR claimed to have saved over $136 billion by eliminating waste, streamlining processes, and reducing unnecessary regulations. Technology and innovation encouraged e-government initiatives such as putting more services online. Federal agencies were asked to focus on measurable outcomes rather than just processes. But the way they did it was the legal way. Like, they put together a regime to go do it, and then they vote. When they found out the inefficiency, they voted on it. Bipartisan legislation was created to do this. These guys are bypassing Congress.
Trump got 4 years.
But I'm saying he's not doing it the right way. So it's not the what, it's the how.
The worst.
Nobody disagrees with you.
The worst thing for the Democrat Party right now would be if it actually works. The worst thing for the Democrat Party is if the debt does go down.
To be honest with you, the worst thing, you're right, but honestly, the worst thing that could happen is Elon gives out them $5,000 stimulus checks.
Oh, it's over.
He give out them $5,000 stimulus checks.
It's a wrap.
It's going to be bad for a while.
Imagine what people will feel when they go, by the way, this isn't us giving you money. This is us giving you your hard-earned money back. You deserve this.
Listen, from a political marketing perspective, it's genius.
Because they understand what people are feeling. And the Democrats, instead of crying about all this and labeling him big bad man and all this other stuff, they should really be paying attention to what the American people are feeling and finding ways for their policies to have messaging that taps into what Americans are feeling. Don't gaslight them.
I'm with you.
Just, you have to understand what they're feeling and then implement policies that tap into that.
And I want to be clear on what I just said. Bill Clinton's efforts to improve government efficiency were primarily carried out through executive action, internal reforms, and bipartisan legislation rather than a sweeping law. So in '93, Clinton launched the NPR, which was led by Al Gore. He didn't need congressional approval for that. It was reducing waste, cutting the red tape, making agencies more government friendly. They cut federal jobs, they streamlined procurement, and improved digital government services. While the NPR itself wasn't legislation, Clinton worked with Congress to pass key bills that reinforce his efficiency goals. That's what folks want. They want democracy. This doesn't look like democracy. It looks like an oligarch came into the motherfucking White House, says, this is what I want to do. Fuck you, Congress. We're going to get rid of all of these people. Do something about it.
You know what you got to look at is, why are we here? Why are we at a point where we trust some guy from South Africa that sends rockets?
It's not because
to
of
the
Democrats.
sky?
It's because of both. It's because government has failed us forever.
Yes, sure.
Republican and Democrats.
Why are we at a point where we trust a guy from South Africa and a guy who is in real estate and was the star of The Apprentice? How disillusioned with government are we?
Or how stupid have we become?
No, I don't think it's so. That's the shit that kills Democrats. If we don't continue to do what they tell us, we're dumb. Hey, bro, you can call me dumb as much as you want. I'm hungry. How about that? Before I'm dumb, I'm hungry.
I'm with you 100%.
I'm broken, I'm hungry.
So basically, these two motherfuckers are talking my language.
They talking my language because you stopped talking my language. You kept telling me I was dumb when I told you I'm hungry.
By the way, we know this.
We're trying to help them.
I wrote a whole chapter about it in my new book.
I know. We're trying to help them.
And another thing people complain about, oh, nothing gets done in government. It takes so long for anything to happen in government. So they came in and they heard you and they're like, you know what?
We're going to do it right now.
But you know what's so interesting about all of this?
That's really speaking to
I'm not saying anybody in this room is wrong. I'm just saying that when we have these conversations, we're always just speaking to one side of the issue. Because everything we're saying is true. But if you just got fired, if you one of these 12,000 people that just lost your job, or one of these people that's sitting around thinking you about to be on the chopping block, you don't give a fuck. Because guess what? As soon as you lose your job, guess who you are?
Yeah.
The motherfucker that's hungry and the motherfucker that wants to eat. So it's really just...
So they should vote. So they should vote differently. So they should vote in the next election. Yeah. You should absolutely do that. And it sucks for those people, and I hope that they have good severance packages. I hope that they're going to be okay. It does suck. But at the same time, they should look at this and they should vote. And who knows? Who knows what might happen?
And if you did vote Republican, how do the Democrats convince you that they're your answer? Because this is what I've been saying. It's clear the Republicans are going to fumble. Like 11 recessions have happened. By the way, the way we're going now, Alex, it's still going to be a recession. Elon Musk already said this. He said it's going to be very brutal, and then things are going to get better. We're a for the moment people. Nobody wants to go through the brutal of it all.
Yeah, hunger is in the moment.
Exactly. So you know that they're going to fumble, but do the Democrats have the team to recover the ball?
Well, let's see.
I don't know.
I think they need some people that are outside of the party in order to disrupt. Trump was outside the party, and then he made the entire party morph to him. Democrats will not be able to do this with someone inside the party. It is not possible. Is not physically possible. They need someone outside the party who can disrupt the party and change the party and make it become a complete new identity that people can have faith in.
I agreed with that in 2020. I agreed with that in 2024. I don't know if I agree with that in 2028.
All depends on how Trump does.
Exactly. If all the wars are done, if the debt goes down.
If Trump does well, it don't even matter.
That's what I'm saying. If all the wars are done, the debt goes down, he's handing out $5,000 from savings, so your money back in your pocket. What can the Democrats even do?
If he's alive, whoever he says to vote for is winning the election. It's not even...
If it works out.
If it works out.
Yeah.
But...
And if it doesn't work out, the Dems will get it back. And they'll be like, I told you so.
Maybe.
Maybe.
If it doesn't work out, it's going to be, this party did all this fucked up shit to you.
If the Democrats can message that.
All you got to say is look what they did.
They can do that because
I'm with you.
They did that in 2020. They were able to do that in 2020. And they would be like, look what he did. He caused all this. This is the problem.
I'm with you.
Vote against this.
But to everybody's point in this room, people got to feel it. If they don't feel it, if shit gotta go, shit gotta hit the fan.
Yeah.
2020, it felt like shit was bottom of the barrel. We were in the motherfucking house. Motherfuckers wanted to get outside. It was riots in the street. Shit gotta be like that. If it's just okay. I'm talking about small things. $3,000 stimulus checks here and there. Some money's being able to be saved here and there. Some wars are stopped here and there. If it's just a little bit, Republicans will win.
If I'm a Democrat politician right now, I am championing the victories of the Trump administration when they happen. In other words, if DOGE does find incredible government inefficiency and does save money, I am championing that. If the wars have stopped, I am championing that. And I am messaging that I am not going to be this partisan hack that's just going to ride the company line. What I'm going to do is when the other side gets something that's good, I'm going to fucking say that from my chest and say, we should have done that shit. That's fire. And I'm telling you, all these disillusioned Democratic voters, myself included, are going to go, ooh, I like this guy over here.
What's one of my favorite lines that I've been saying? If you lie to people about
Yes.
Democrats, they won't tell you, they won't believe you when you tell the truth about Republicans.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Yes, when they do something good, you should say it. I 100%
And right now it's too
agree
early
with
to
that.
tell.
Say again.
Right now it's
too
too
early to tell. We don't know.
It's too early to motherfucking tell.